My name's Yana, this is Gary. We're back with The Naked Butcher, breaking down a chook. Thank you to everyone who voted on our poll. That was really great that we got some feedback from you to see what you'd like to see from us next. So yes, Gary will be breaking down this chook today. If you do have any questions throughout this live stream, feel free to write it in the comments section on Facebook, and we'll be reading it out loud for Gary so he can answer with all his butchering knowledge. Excellent. All right.
Something like that.
Something like that? Cool. All right. Well, this is a little bit of a shorter video this time compared to our breaking down the side of beef, which we know was quite long but very informative, which is awesome. So this one's be a little bit of a quicker one for you. So I'll let you get straight into it.
Beautiful. Thanks, Yana. Okay, what we're going to do today is give you a demo on breaking down a chook into the individual pieces that you could use at home in different sort of cooking methods, instead of just doing a roast chook all the time or just doing chicken breasts. Chicken is the highest consumed protein in Australia. Average person consumption is around about 50 kilos a year, and then you compare that to beef being the next highest is around about 38 kilos. So you know, chicken is the most favoured protein in Australia. The chickens that we use in our shop at The Naked Butcher are a local brand called Liberty, genuine free range, GMO free. There's no GMO feeds in their diet at all, which is really important to us and our customers, because as yet the research is still not entirely conclusive as to what impact GMOs are going to have on us as consumers down the track. Alright, so we'll get started. So this chicken that I've got here is around about 1.7 kilos. Alright. I'll actually do two. I'll do this one and I'll just break this up into the individual pieces for you. And then the second one, if anyone's interested in boning and rolling a whole chicken, I'll show you how to bone that out. Okay? Alright, so what we do with our whole chicken, turn it over so the breast is facing down onto your bench to remove the wings. Alright, so to remove the wings, just put your thumb underneath that first drum, the joint, the little mini drum on the wing, and get a sharp knife and just push it down into the corner and you'll pop open a joint. Okay? And then we've removed one wing. And then the same on the other side. Okay, so we've got our two wings off. Then we flip it back over, so we've got the backbone sitting back down on the bench. The next part we take off is what we call a Maryland, which is the leg and the thigh fillet together. Alright, so if you watch my video, or the video we did last week on boning the beef, I really stressed the point that we either follow one of two things. We either follow bone or seam. Alright, and the same thing applies when we're doing chicken. So what I'm going to do now, I've just used my middle finger and my thumb just to put a little bit of weight on there and hit down there beside the breast, and you'll see that I've opened up a big seam there where the thigh is. Okay, this is the thigh, this is the drumstick, this is the breast, and that's the frame. So what I'll do here, I'll just go flat underneath this bone. Alright, so again, following bone or seam. When I've got it to that stage, I'll just give it a little pop, and you'll see the leg bone there has separated from the pelvis bone. And then we just turn it over and scoop down, take that little scallop part out and follow that down like that. Okay, so now we've got the thigh and the drumstick on the bone. Chicken neck. Okay, same on the other side. Flat against that bone, pop it open, and then down underneath the little scallop part. Okay, and that's the little scallopy bit that I've just made sure that I've left on there, and it actually comes out of these little parts dipped in the backbone there. All right, so with our with our Maryland, we can do a couple of different things. I'll do one as a thigh fillet with the drumstick, and I'll bone the other one out. So to separate the thigh and the drumstick, it's quite easy. There's a joint that runs in the centre there. It can be identified by this little piece of fat that's there. So we just go straight in through that joint. Okay, so now we've separated our drumstick. To bone out the thigh, we get our knife and lay it flat. I've just laid it flat on the bone there and run it back on one side. Same on the other side. So I just clear the end of the knuckle joint there. Then I turn it over, stand it up, and just use my knife to run down. So we've removed the thigh bone. If you're going to do a boneless thigh or you're going to do a boneless Maryland, it's really important that you remove this little piece of hard gristle at the end there. That's actually the kneecap. All right, and that won't break down, doesn't matter what cooking method you employ, but always remove that little piece of gristle. Skin on chicken thigh fillet, okay? If you want to make it a skinless chicken thigh fillet, it's just a matter of peeling the skin back. And now you've got your thin, skinless chicken thigh fillet. So this one, I'll do this one as a Maryland fillet. Okay, so Maryland is the leg and thigh together. All right. So again, we do the same thing. We lay our knife flat on the thigh bone and then follow it down to the end of the drumstick. Okay, and you can see I've opened that right up there now. Then we come on the other side of the thigh bone and follow that down along the drumstick as well. So you can see in here, I'll just open this up a little bit just to show you. That's that piece of gristle that I just took out of the other thigh. All right, so that's the kneecap of the chicken. So when we've got that open like that, you just stand it up and push your knife into the top of the drumstick and then follow the bone down. Down along the thigh bone, and then we roll that kneecap off and leave it on the end of the bone. All right, so that's it there. You can see where that sits in place like that. That's the patella. So with our Maryland fillet, these are really good if you just want to do them on the barbecue like that. Leave the skin on. You can marinate them, give them a little light score, and they'll come up really well. Just make sure you remove a little bit off the end here where the tendons are, because that'll shorten up and it'll become really chewy. The other thing you can do with them is roll them into something like a Parmigiana roll or a mini roast. Okay, now to do that, what we do is we just fold the skin back, but you don't remove it completely. Okay? Flip it back over like that. Now what we're looking to do now is have a consistent thickness all the way through there, and it's really, really important that you do get this consistent thickness with your product, because if you don't, when you cook it, you'll find some places are cooked or overcooked and other places are raw. All right, so to get that, we just go in here and fold that little piece of the thigh back, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so what you can do, you can fill up the center and that sort of thing with any stuffing on that you'd want to put in there, even just some fresh veggies with a little bit of like a teriyaki marinade or something like that. Roll it back up like that. Okay, you can either use a couple of toothpicks to just secure the bottom part, or you can, if you go to your butcher and they're in a good mood and they're quite friendly, they'll give you what we call these little fowl trusses, which are a cookable but not edible elastic tie. All right, and we just pop them around the ends. All right, so we can do anything with that. Now the next, what we've got left on our chicken is our frame with the breast still attached. Okay, so to remove the breast, what we do, we've got a little bone that runs down the side down here, which is in essence the collarbone. So we get our knife flat and run it along like that. Okay? So you can see that collarbone part there. Okay? Again, we're following seam or bone. Now, on here, obviously we're following bone. We just mark it down flat onto the breastbone, and we'll get up to the point up here where I've taken the wing off, and this is where the wishbone attaches to the end of the frame. So we just need to put our knife in there and give it a little push and it'll pop. Okay, so I've separated the wishbone. Once I've got that to that stage, flip it over and do the same on the other side. Okay, so knife flat along that collarbone. Follow that back. Nice and flat against the bone. Back up this way and pop through the wishbone. Okay.
I'll just quickly butt in there and just say if anyone has any questions for Gary, feel free to leave it in the comments section and he'll answer those ones for you.
Okay, so what I've done now, I've released the wishbone and I've cleared the breast away from the frame there. If I get my knife in the bottom there and just with the heel of my knife, just give it a little bit of a push, I can then just gently peel this frame out. Okay, so there's your chicken carcass, the frame. Now, to make this breast, to get it to an edible result, we still need to do a little bit of trimming on here. So the first thing we need to do is remove the wishbone. So the wishbone just sits flat at the top there. So you just follow your knife, run your knife down there, pick it up again from the other side, and then get underneath it there. Okay, and that's the wishbone. There is a little bit of cartilage that stays attached to the bone most of the time on the chicken, so this piece of cartilage obviously needs to come out because that will be very chewy. So we just remove that little bit of cartilage. Now, if you saw the previous video, you saw me mention quite a few times about lymph glands and lymph nodes and their function in the body of filtering blood and catching any bacteria or infections that the animal may have. Chickens have the same. Okay. This is where the neck comes out of the top of the breast, and you'll see in here, this is the lymph glands that are in the neck of the chicken. All right, so we need to get rid of that. So now we're starting to get our breast to a workable stage. If you want to make it a skinless breast, it's quite simple. Run your knife down there and peel the skin back. All right, but before I do that, I'll just show you one product that we make in the shop. We call these a chicken royale. So what we do with the chicken royale, we've got the tenderloin that sits inside the breast there, and we just remove the tenderloin from one side, do the same on the other side. Okay, and now as you can see, we're quite narrow down this end, but we've got thick density of meat up this end. All right, and we're also going to have this channel down the center that's going to be hollow where I remove the cartilage from the breastbone. So what we do, we just lay that tenderloin back in there, back to front. Make sure you've got no bone chips or anything on the end of it. And then this one can sit in there as well. All right, now what we do in the shop with the chicken royales, we make up a seasoned chicken mince and we make it into a little ball and we freeze it. All right, then we put it in the center of the chicken breast, the double breast like that, and then we roll it over so it sits up you can get that sort of shape. Okay, and then again, if you go and see your butcher and grab some of the fowl trusses, we just truss them up. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it gives you that nice little cushion look effect. Yeah, and it comes up really well.
Button.
Yeah, and what we do with those at the shop is once we've got it to the stage where we've got the inside done, then we'll just go down here and lift off this skin, but we don't take it all the way off. Okay, so we just run our knife along there, being careful not to put a hole in the skin. Okay, so with our royales, before we truss them up, once we've got the filling in the centre of them, we use skinless streaky bacon and lay that across the top, and then we pull the skin back over the top of it. All right, so that gives you that really nice smoky flavour. The streaky bacon that we make in the shop is all nitrate and preservative free, sugar free. The only ingredients we use in our brine to make any of our nitrate and sugar free range that we call our naked range is salt water and rosemary that we grow at home. Totally spray free, a really natural product, no preservatives, no nasties at all.
You do let us know in the comments if you'd like to see any videos on perhaps our naked range and a little bit more about why nitrate free products are so good for you. So yeah, just leave it in the comments below and we'll see if we can do something like that for you down the track.
Okay, so that's, you go and buy a whole chicken, there's your range that you can make out of it. And as you can see, there was nothing overly difficult there. Keep this video, use it as a reference point. I'm sure you'll be able to smash it out.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And then you just got the frame there and you can do
Yep.
some nice chicken soup or bone broth. Or...
Yep, keep your bones, keep all your bones, throw them in your bone broth, let them boil down, beautiful.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Okay, so the next one we'll do is the whole chicken to roll.
And again, if you've only just tuned in with us, you're here with Gary Hine from The Naked Butcher. He's just broken down a whole chook. So if you did miss the very beginning of this video, we will have the video up on our Facebook once we're not live anymore. And we'll also be uploading it onto our YouTube channel. You'll be able to find us on YouTube under The Naked Butcher. And we've got some videos up there as well. If you did miss our breaking down the side of beef, we do have that up on YouTube, as well as a video on the benefits of grass-fed beef. So do check us out and feel free to subscribe if you'd like.
Okay, you want to do a chicken roast, but you want to do something a little bit special. You don't want to just do the plain normal chicken roast on the bone. I'll show you how to bone out a chicken, get it all prepped up and ready for you to roll. So what we do when we start this, we just mark down the top of the breastbone and pop through the wishbone at the end, like that. Same on the other side. Okay, so we're just going to clear this from the frame. So I go underneath the joint there where the leg is, and down to the end here where the wing attaches. Okay, so I've just gone through that joint, and you'll hear this one pop. Okay, I've opened up that thigh bone joint where it attaches to the frame. That's all I need to do to that side at this stage. Now I do the same on the other side. You can see when I'm boning this, I'm getting my fingers in there and I'm using it just to, I'm not really pushing, I'm more or less just holding tension against the meat, and that's helping my knife to work through there. I up over this little flat part of the joint, and then pop this open.
It's a very satisfying noise.
Yeah, okay, and up there through where the wing is. So what we do now, we just keep following that bone down there, and we want to work our way down. Now when I'm doing these little cuts, I'm always angling back in towards the frame. Okay, my knife is pointing back that way, it's not pointing this way. I don't want to put a hole in the chicken, in the skin of the chicken. If you're doing it and you do put a hole in the skin of the chicken, it's not the end of the world. You know, you're having a bit of fun, you're experimenting. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to eat it. You're probably going to enjoy it. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it right the first time. So now I'm just following the backbone down there, and again, keeping my knife angled towards the bone. So when I get it down to there, I can actually start to peel that down. Okay, so that's our chicken frame removed from there. Just where this parson's nose has come off, there's a little bit of cartilagey bone that sits there. Knock that off. Okay, so we've got our chicken laid out like that. Remove the two parts of the wishbone that we cracked through. One there and one on this side. Now what I'm going to do now, this is what we call tunnel boning, and we will run a demo on that, and I'm probably thinking that when we do the next one that we do, which will be on boning out lamb legs, it'll be a really good one for you to see there. But this method that I'm doing now, what we're looking at doing is removing this bone, okay, still attached to this part of the wing and the tip, all right, without cutting down through the skin. So what we do, you hold it just like that, and I'll put a fair bit of tension on my thumb. And what I want to do is just get underneath that knuckle and run my knife around it, okay? Once I've done that, I just push it down a little bit. Okay, so if you see at the top there, that bone's nice and clean, all right? Now I go on the outside, just to the chicken side of the elbow joint, and I do the same thing. So I mark that around there with my knife, use the heel of my knife to push that back, and I've taken that out nice and clean, all right? Knock that off there, knock the tip off, and you've got a little wingette. They can all go into bone broth if that's what you're looking to do. Do the same on the other side. Stand it up, bit of tension on the thumb, mark it down, and go all the way around that bone. Use the heel of your knife. And we use the heel of our knife because the front half is where we do the majority of our cutting. Okay, so if you do damage the heel, if it folds the edge of your knife over, it's not the end of the world. Same on the other side. Mark it around that bone, heel of the knife, give it a push, and out she comes. Okay. So, we're starting to look a little bit boneless now. Next thing we need to do is remove the leg and the thigh bone together. So we've laid it down flat, meat facing towards us, nice and flat on the bone, follow it down to the end. All right, I've just opened one side up. Do the same on the other side. Grab that little bit of the drumstick and work it up. Once we've exposed the bone on the inside, grab it at the top, give it a couple of cuts there onto the bone, and then just follow and let your knife run down the edge of the bone. Again, I'm staying against the bone, so I'm not putting a cut in the chicken. Now, I'll leave the kneecap on the chicken, this one, so you can see it. And we can remove that later. Okay, so there's the kneecap. All right, really important. So just get your knife underneath there and roll that out, because that's really, really hard and it won't break down. So with our leg bone and our thigh bone and drumstick bone removed, I'm sure everyone's eaten a chicken drumstick at some stage, and you've got that little pin bone that runs down the side. Now I'll just pick this up and separate it. Okay, so that's it there. Just be really careful that you have removed that from the drumstick. All right, if you get nice and flat on the bone up there and come down, you will leave it on the bone, but just check that it is on there. If it's not, find it in here and remove it. Okay. Right, so now we knock the other side out, down flat, along the bone. Pick it up, push it. Once you've got it to there, follow it back up. Kneecap still attached to this bone. Okay, there's our kneecap, just there. And there's our little feather bone that runs down the side. All right, so now we've got this chicken to a boneless state. So again, what we need to do here is we've got a few gaps down the center here along the backbone that need to be backfilled. So what we do is we take a tenderloin off one side and drop it in there. Same on the other side, drop it in there. If you are going to attempt to do this at home, I'll give you a couple of really good tips. Make up your stuffing in a little log and freeze it. Okay, pop it in the freezer, leave it in there overnight so it's hard. If not, and you try and put a fresh stuffing in there, when you roll the chicken over and you try to tie it, it's going to fall apart. Okay, so always freeze your stuffing. Go to your butcher and ask him for some chicken skin, ideally a double breast skin, okay? Because we're going to lose quite a fair bit here. By the time I can just roll this gland and stuff off there and get rid of that. Okay, it's all on one side there pretty much. So if you can go to your butcher and just asking for a couple of double chicken breast skins, what you can do then is we need to basically make some skin come out around here so we can fold that over, and a little bit at that end, so we can fold it over to contain our stuffing in the center. All right? Now to do that, we need to reduce the thickness of the 2 points of the breast here because they are very thick compared to the rest of it. So we'll just take it off like a piece of steak there, like that. All right, you can see I've brought that back to a pretty even sort of thickness, and same on the other side. All right. When we get down to this back end of the chook, fold that little scallop back over into the center part there, the little hole where we have created by removing the kneecap, put that in there. Now, this is where you'd get your piece of chicken skin and lay it down there now, and lay it down there now. And then on top of the chicken skin, you'd put that piece of breast, and at the other end down here, you put that piece of breast. Then you'd put your log of stuffing in the center, okay? And you're pretty much ready to roll it now. The other tip I'll give you, where we've taken this wing out, you can see that that's hanging out like that. Just push it back in. Put your thumb back there and push that back inside the breast. All right, and same on this side. That's where we tunnel bone that out. Just pop that back in the center there. All right, it just gives you a neater look when you've rolled your chook. You've got it like that. We've got our imaginary row of stuffing in the center. We've folded our 2 bits of chicken skin in at the ends, and then we just roll our chicken over the top. All right. Just like that. Again, you can go and get some fowl trusses from your favourite butcher. Half a dozen's probably all you need. One at each end, one in the centre. And then you've got your rolled chicken. Nice and easy to do. I will, down the track, do another video and show you how because we don't use the fowl trusses in the shop to do these. We actually tie them with string using only 2 knots. So it's one piece of string with 2 knots. I will show you how to do that in future videos, but I hope you've enjoyed today's one. As you can see, there's not a huge amount to a chicken, but there's so many different things that you can make out of them.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Gary, for showing us how to do that. I certainly had absolutely no idea, and I'm pretty much grown up with a butcher in the family, so if you have any ideas for future videos, please feel free to leave it in a comment. And also, if you've watched this and then think that you've got some sort of question you'd like to ask Gary, maybe later on in the day, still feel free to leave it in the comment section, because we will be answering those comments for you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You can find this video again later on YouTube. So as I said, our YouTube channel is just under The Naked Butcher, so you'll be able to find that there, as well as some other great videos that we've got coming up.
Yep.
And
we're always open for suggestions for new videos. If
yeah.
anyone's got any ideas and that sort of stuff that they'd like to see, there's something that intrigues them, or there's something they've always wondered about, how do we do this, how do we do that, please let us know. We're thinking the next one that we do, because of the good response we got with the boning the lamb legs out, we'll look at doing a couple of lamb legs and show you a couple of different options that you can do for those. I'd also really like to do one on pork and how we make bacon and ham out of pork, so that'd be a really interesting one.
yeah, fantastic. So yeah, make sure you let us know if any of those sound interesting to you, or if you have any other ideas. We probably will possibly do another poll again, because we had quite an awesome response from that, so really good to get your input. So
yeah, and as Yana said, if you do have any ideas for a future one, please let us know. We're fully open to any ideas that you guys might have, because it's really for your benefit, so you can understand what we do, the reason why we do things the way we do it. Certainly don't do them for practice.
alrighty then, cool. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we shall see you at our next live stream.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Yana.